This week's theme is going to be legacy. A lot of franchises died last year. Power Rangers, the Michael Bay Transformers universe, the DCEU, the Netflix Marvel shows apparently.
The DCEU needs to die.
Well, it needs to, it is flailing, it is in its death throes. Anyway, that being said, all those franchises died. Let's celebrate with a revival, Optimus Primal.
Our next video is going to be a video game version of Robot on the Rocks.
Yes, which we are yet to title.
Rocking your joysticks.
I love it. It's printed, the shirts are made, they're out in the mail now.
Literally just made that up right now.
Rocking your joysticks. He is literally the best at names. I cannot jerk off that aspect of his personality enough.
As we talk about enjoying your stick rocks. Where we do a similar thing, but we talk about video games, because video games is my thing, toys are his thing, so I have a surprise for him. Gonna enjoy it.
Telemoka Beast Convoy.
It sounds like a Japanese coffee.
Or a coffee that's beamed directly into your mouth through your TV. This is Optimus Primal in his Haram Beast mode.
Hi. Haram Beast. Hi, Harambe.
It's basically the Ultra Class toy, scaled down with a few minor changes, and this is the Japanese edition, let's put it that way, because the original toy from Japan doesn't have as good a color scheme. So Joy actually found this for me at TFCon this year, back in October, when we got married. I looked all over. I was annoying people. Pete, I am sorry, Pete from former BotCon. I was in your booth a million times looking for this thing. I apologize. We finally stumbled on it. I got him for 40 bucks, which was a steal.
I hate his hands.
The hands are...
That's the first thing I notice.
I don't know why they did that, because...
And his ears. They look like Pez's. Like a little Pez that's glued on the side of his face.
This is the Robot Masters Beast Convoy. He has a... Yes, he has wonky toes, and he has a donk.
I mean, every Optimus Primal has a donk.
No, they don't. In fact, that's a problem for me, because Optimus Primal needs to have a butt, and this Optimus Primal has a butt.
They both have butts.
They both have butts.
Am I comparing these two? Oh my god, this is totally like Gorilla Centipede right now. Still Pez dispenser ears. And their hands are open. That's what's bothering me.
This is where the Ultra Class toy gets off a little bit better for me, which I don't have. I don't have the Ultra Class toy. Because it actually has fists and like fist holes to put the weapons in robot mode. Robots are rocks.
This is so hard for me because Beast Wars was my like Transformers TV show.
Though that reminds me, you said top 3 favorite characters. Who were your top 3? Optimus?
The rat dude.
Rat Trap?
Rat Trap. And Rhinox. Before he turned.
Evil?
Yeah.
In Beast Machine? That doesn't count, dude. Favorite Predacon? I had a favorite Predacon, and he's looming off screen right now, just being gorgeous. There he is. Gorgeous beast.
What's his name?
Is he sniffing primals?
He is!
Donk.
Poor Primal. It's no respect at all.
So I've got this thing with super loyal, super competent second-in-commands, and Scorponok was the super loyal, super incompetent second-in-command. But Inferno walked onto the scene as this giant red fire demon, and was just like, I would have sex with you if you asked. Name it, I will do it. And he was fairly competent for the first 2 seasons.
I didn't like any of them, to be quite honest. Like, okay, if I were to pick a favorite, it'd be Megatron, just because he's very intelligent. 2 robots, 1 robot. This is lower because I hate the paint. Whereas here you have the highlights. This has a little bit more like detail to it, whereas this is just black and gray.
The robot mode for Telemoka Beast Convoy Deluxe Optimus Primal.
Telemoka. There's a thing going on here.
What thing?
There's this thing.
Yeah, he's kind of got a... That's the problem, right? Because he's got like a dartboard in his chest, which is a poor decision for anyone going into war. Batman.
I like this. I don't remember this.
Yeah, that's what he had on his chest.
Of course, I don't remember what he had on his chest at all right now. He's got the important face. He's not like amazing, like rocket ship.
See, I think he is, because for all these years we've had really good figures of other versions of Optimus Primal. Or an okay figure of a too big version of this Optimus Primal, like the original toy. That is the Optimus Primal toy I've been waiting for. You can keep your masterpieces, because I don't feel like spending the money on them. You can keep whatever. This size, this figure, that's my one. Robot Masters highlights the fact that this is a good mold, but the paint job makes everything. Because unlike Bone Crusher here, that I covered in that review, who just has the worst, you know, emo teenager color scheme ever, Optimus Primal rocks it with the navy
blue and the red and the silver and the black.
He does have his arm-mounted shotguns.
Oh my god.
From the cartoon. He's actually got one weapon shy of what everything he had on the original toy.
I thought you were going to say one weapon and you were pulling up his ass.
No.
So I got really excited.
He does have a butt back here, which is great, and that's actually his knee pads are hidden in the button beast mode, so he's got butt cheek knee pads. We've got this borderline pacifist, and they just turned him into a murder machine.
I don't remember him having swords.
He did have swords. Joy thinks he doesn't too, but he does. When he got hit with the cyber bee that was supposed to make him a coward.
Oh, that's right.
He went full.
And he's like, I'm gonna go wreck the dark side.
And this is why Mike has an awesome wife.
Aw, you're an awesome wife too.
Hi, sister wife.
We've got the double shoulder cannons. We've got the wicked shoulder pads. We've got the cowboy collar and the forearm gauntlet shotgun things and the swords. Shy of the mace the original toy came with that he didn't have in the show at all, he has everything.
3.75 robots. Because I'm having a hard time giving it a 4 for some reason. I don't know why. I really don't know why, but I'm just having a hard time giving it a 4.
Convoy.
That's the Telemoka one?
Telemoka.
Yes. And you're only giving him a 3.75?
Something about it, probably the size.
Do you know what we went through to find that figure?
Yes,
I already told the story. The size is what sells me on this figure because I need him to be scale accurate with my Megatron and with my Rhinox.
Is that really that accurate as far as scale is concerned?
He was slightly bigger in the show, but not big enough to constitute being as big as Rhinox.
I guess I can appreciate that a little bit more. Okay, I'll give it a 4. Fine.
He's a 4.5 for me.
Really?
Easy. Robot Masters, he was a 3.5, 4 maybe, because he got me through the dark years when I didn't have Telemoka Beast Convoy. What's your score, Joy? 4.75. She's the one who found him. This is more than just a toy for her.
Primal.
Kung Fu Miss Primal. Mighty Joe Tungsten. Don't get weary. There's more of those to come. This is actually the Japanese version of the Transmetal Optimus Primal. Because I can't...
It looks Japanese.
Well, the only thing that's Japanese about it is that there's this clear purplish, reddish plastic, whereas it's just flat brown on the original, and it looks just awful. It just looks like doo-doo. I don't really review toys twice. I have reviewed this toy, but the joke I made in the original review was pumpkin pie-area, because with the orange in the other mode and the brown, it looks like a pumpkin pie.
I like the concept.
It's a full metal monkey.
Yes, I like that concept. What I don't like is the execution.
It's got a lot of neat ideas there.
It looks like an 80s cartoon.
And it's a 90s cartoon, so it's a decade behind itself.
Yes. What were we talking about last night? About Blade?
Oh my god, Blade, the most 2002 movie I think can exist without literally destroying the universe.
It's extra.
Transmetal Optimus Primal is the most badassiest, badass, awesome 90s surfer don't give a shit guy ever.
Actually,
is that his gun?
We will get to guns and Transmetals when we get to robot mode. But
so I feel like there's lost potential here.
There is so much lost potential.
Because it's over muscularized with chrome out the asshole.
See, I like the chrome. The Transmetal line is my favorite line of all time. The animals, the vehicles, the robots with the chrome aesthetic and the smooth contours and the symmetricalness of everything. Love it.
It's like there's part of me that's really wanting to like him just because he's like an overbuilt bodybuilder. Like, oh god.
Stop transforming it.
I'm so sorry, Optimus. I did not mean to leave you in the middle of a transformation like that.
I didn't mean to leave you Blue Monkey.
Blue Monkey! He has no ass.
Oh yes, no butt. See, this is a missed opportunity for me because what I would ideally like is for there to be a creative use of the monkey butt on Optimus Primal, and there really is no creative use of the monkey butt, because these are his feet for robot mode. How amazingly hilarious would it have been if his robot mode feet had each been a butt cheek from his mechanical beast mode.
I got a question about the butt.
The baboon figure. Baboom?
Yeah.
I don't remember what they did on Baboom. I've never bought Baboom.
His butt was on his chest.
What? No, I would have bought the shit out of that figure.
2.75 robots.
I am gonna give 3 for this, just because I really like it, and I like the blue chrome. Optimus Primal's tertiary vehicular mode. So
I see no difference right now.
we've actually got Inferno holding up Transmetal Optimus Primal's vehicular mode here.
By the ass.
Dude, he looks like he's trying to teach me how to surf.
I tack the jetpack on, because I like taking it off for the gorilla mode if I do display him in that. So, like I said, the Transmetal line is my favorite line. You get 3 modes, you get this really cool mechanical beast, which is typically stylized, you get this vehicular mode, which makes the animal even cooler, and the robot mode.
Didn't change. Why is that still on?
We've got a T-Rex with VTOL engines, Rat Trap with wheels, Rampage is a tank, Surfing Gorilla.
I'm putting the surfing aside.
Okay.
He's no different.
The tertiary modes for the Transmetals aren't typically involved transformations, so that doesn't really bother me. He doesn't have a turning head, so he can't look forward. So if the only thing you can do to get him in that pose is to, like, absolutely break his spine. You could have done such cool things with this. Like, have a car gorilla mode, and then have the flying robot mode.
For Optimus, I am unimpressed. 1 robot.
Yeah, for the tertiary mode that I know is supposed to be subpar as it is, I'm giving it 2. Transmetal Optimus Primal in his robot mode.
This is cool. I would like this in the surfer mode.
The surf mode. Because
And
it's...
lose the bottom half of his legs.
Yeah, it's the same thing. What's the point of the beast mode at this point? It's the same legs, the same arms, basically the same hands.
And with as buff as he is, he looks like freaking like hitting on Morvet.
Surfing war vet?
That's not a thing.
He's missing his shins like the granddad from King of the Hill. Tom Hanks movie.
Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan! Surfing Lieutenant Dan. This is more Optimus to me.
This is less Optimus to me, because this is like Android Rage.
The shoulder pads, obviously, the head, and honestly, that's it.
I think this would be a neat transformation for an organic beast. Probably better than the original transformation.
Is that a holster?
So this is, I think, part of where the Western theme in the 2nd season of Beast Wars comes from, is Quick Strike with his Rattlesnake Scorpion mode. And this toy and Transmetal Megatron have holsters for their weapons. Now, one of the problems with the Transmetal line is that they weren't supposed to have guns. So this isn't a gun, actually. It's a mace launcher. Like
That went straight to the ground.
Yeah, there's a spring in there. Don't count on it to do anything for you. Yeah.
It's just a stupid gun.
Forget the hairdryer. I mentioned that he doesn't have the jetpack mode of the original Optimus Primal, which is probably one of the best things about Optimus Primal. I got a second hairdryer gun from this toy.
Oh, so that's a different one.
That is actually from my buddy Craig, my best man. He gave me the one from his, which is why it's that brown. It gives it a fake jetpack.
So all of this would have been brown.
All of this would have been brown with orange instead of gold. And it looked horrible. Admittedly, the face already looks pretty bad. Somehow it worked better in the show. Now, you remember how I mentioned that they didn't have guns? Yeah, he's got the hairdryer thing, but I'm not counting that as
That is a hairdryer.
That is just so that he can make himself look beautiful in the morning.
Because he is a gorilla and has more hair than I do.
So apparently someone at Mainframe was like, no, dedicated hero decided that this man was this robot was gonna have guns. Anti-aircraft guns.
He has maces for eyes. He is Mace Windu.
So this is where we get our second Optimus Primal with twin over-the-shoulder cannons.
This needs to die.
You don't like this?
I don't. Just seems so campy.
He has a gun platform as a secondary weapon, Will.
That's nice and all, but that's not Autobots.
Not Autobots.
Sorry, yes, they're Maximal.
No, it's not perfect, because it's not supposed to be what it became. It's got flaws. It's got some bad flaws.
It's got a lot of flaws.
But it also has an anti-aircraft gun! Well, I've shown you this figure before, actually, and you originally said a 7 out of 10, which would be a 2 robots.
I guess I'll settle at a 2...
Robots.
Robots, yeah.
Okay. He gets a 2.5 for me. As much as you can do the surfer mode for the robot, mistransforming it, much like the guy who created the aircraft gun mode, I suppose you could call that a robot mode.
Change the head, that'd look a lot better.
Yeah, if there was like a chrome robot head, like, well, I don't know, that one? Behold, Mecha Gorilla. You alright?
This is just so, like...
Extra?
Bro.
Behold the show that is the Transmetal Op review.
God, what happened? It died!
Do we have another battery pack?
No!
How do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
Recharge it!
Oh, this is the third body of Optimus Primal. The gorilla head is still unposable. Granted, he doesn't look depressed like the Transmetal mode where he's constantly looking down. The Beast mode is one of the best things about this toy.
He's just so... he's just cool. I've played with this toy before, okay?
Have you ever had this toy before?
You've had it here. You've lived here.
That's true. I have lived here.
I've seen all of these. Honestly, this is a bed... Remember when I said I thought I was sobering up?
Yeah, you're not.
No. This is a better Transmetal mode, in my opinion, because he looks more robotic than animal. I like the fact that they're taking it one step further than... He does better with the colors.
The orangey yellow garbage that he's wearing?
You know why?
Why?
Because the orange separates him from the mechanical parts, which are everything else. It's gigantic.
It is the biggest beast mode.
Which might, honestly, in my opinion, be what makes it better, because it's huge.
And that's what makes it worse for me, because Optimus Primal's disadvantage was that he was smaller than Megatron. That being said, he still manages to fit some of the Optimus Primal criteria by having...
over-the-shoulder double boulder holders.
That is one of the bare minimum requirements for me to count it as an Optimus Primal figure. The over-the-shoulder cannons. And granted, it's not in robot mode, and we're adding more of those elements to beast mode than robot mode as we go, but that's really cool to me.
With that one, it has this whole thing that
dumps over his chest.
Yeah, this is just like
dump on his chest. Are we still recording?
I think it literally just died.
Vehicle mode of Transmetal Optimal Optimus Mode 1.
It's a tank.
No,
that is a tank!
It's tank.
No, shut up, that is a tank.
Okay, so no.
Shut up, Matt!
There's a loose interpretation of what this mode is actually supposed to be. This is the formation I prefer. It's got more of a slant to it. In lieu of a Batmobile Tumbler Transformer, this is the best I'm gonna get. I do have a spark crystal I put in there, but it's actually a gem from a piece of jewelry. It's not part of the toy.
Gotcha.
This is actually the most clever involved transformation from robot mode this has, and this is the mode everyone forgets.
It's a tank. Like, what can you say about tanks at all, ever?
I can say it needs a flux capacitor.
Tanks do not have flux capacitors.
Look, it's got jet turbine thingies on the back like the DeLorean. It needs a flux capacitor.
Oh my god. A time-traveling tank transformer.
Yes!
That would be a problem.
That is the coolest thing I've ever heard. It's my favorite mode from this toy.
And what's the next one that's not so great? Because I like this one a lot.
Plane mode. This is... yeah, this is my least favorite mode.
It seems like confused cool. It looks like it has potential. It's like Superman with jets.
It's a Superman with a cockpit face. That's all it is. It's
cockpit face Superman. It's just, I don't know. He looks just kind of pieced together, if that makes sense.
It looks more like a space shuttle than an actual, like, plane mode.
And look, huge.
He's so huge, he takes out everyone around him. What are you supposed to do with this?
There's, like, aspects that I kind of sort of like a little bit.
And versus the tank mode with the gorilla face was
Which is just cool.
The gorilla mode was behind the cockpit, and in this one, it's just facing out the bottom.
Joel Schumacher.
So I kind of...
This does reek
like,
of Joel
I want to
Schumacher.
like him, but I don't.
Admittedly, the idea of a plane with fists is cool. This is not good execution. One rock from me.
Half a rock for me.
Affectionately known as Op in his robot mode. Granted, the shoulder stacks are a little Ultra Magnus. I really like them. That's one of the things I like about Ultra Magnus.
I don't like the shoulder things. That's a personal preference. That's whatever.
I just want to differentiate it from the Gorilla mode where the shoulder pieces are down here and the wings are backwards.
Well, everything else kind of like minus the feet, obviously, differentiates him from the Gorilla mode, which is fine. Like that's enough of a difference. Like you can take this shoulder off and he'd be different enough for me. It's different enough to where you can see different modes. So I like him.
Where I think the plane mode is objectively worse than this.
Yeah.
This, I think, is the worst mode. Because it's the only one you can't ignore. This is what took the Beast out of Beast Wars. The biggest Beast Wars toy of all is just a giant G1 jerk-off. It is cool, and it's a lot of fun, and I really do like the tank mode, but for the robot, it's a 2.
Yeah, three robots, in my opinion. That's just, from an outsider's perspective, I just enjoy
for this
it.
mode. On its own ground, I guess it's not terrible, but it's still a 2 in the robot mode. Die, you storyline destroying piece of shit. So ends our review for Robot on the Rocks, beginning of 2019 Optimal Optimus Legacy Gorilla review. Thank you for watching, and have a good night.